The Defects live shows are back, motherfucker.
What is up, Defects? Been a while. But like Jay said, we are back. Good to be live. Live tonight. We got a lot to cover. Something just dropped that we got to talk about. So quickly, I'm gonna go around the horn. I start with the guests. They're not really guests, but they're like extended family. So I'll go right to the ginger-haired angel
it's
down
the
there.
Defective Collective in the house tonight.
Defective Collective is in the house. What up, Gare?
What's up, guys? This a little switcheroo from last week. Subbed one player out, put one big dog in, and this is the foursome. Let's go.
Let's do
There
it.
you go.
Uncle E, what up?
What's up, fellas? What's going on? How's everybody doing? How's the holidays? Everybody good?
2024, baby.
Yeah, bigger and better, for sure.
But people have been asking you, where's the live shows? Where's the live shows?
This is our bread and butter right here, guys. The recorded shows are great, but this is our bread and butter, uncensored. My man E, the presser in the house. If you want your books pressed, you see this man right here. He won't lose your shit. He won't lose your invoice number. He won't fuck up your square bound books. He'll do everything right. We got my man Gary in the house, always taking care of business. And we got my man Matty. Gary's not the only person that got his hair done did it. Matty Forge done did it his hair for the live show.
Woo! That shit is tight.
Matty busted out the pompadour, kid.
Yo, Matty Siggs is in the house too right now. Champion artist right there. Remar King right there. Matty Siggs in the house.
Yo, we got a lot to talk about, right? CGC dropping bombs this week, right? We'll get into that. We got some movie news. We got some recasting news. We got big news for everybody on this panel right now. We got some con news. I mean, we got a lot going on today, man. It's going to be fun. Way to kick off 2024.
That's it. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I have something to talk about too. I don't know what you guys were going to bring up about it, so I'm pumped.
There we go.
I got news too. I got big news. I might as well share with the people at some point tonight, right?
Oh, that's big news.
Yep.
What do you want to start with, Jay?
I mean, I think how about we start off, we'll start with the fluff. We'll start with some movie news, the less important shit, right? We'll start with that. Then we'll get into the bread and butter of CGC and all that's been going on, all that we missed, guys, since we've been live.
Look at Jay up in production value. Damn.
Up in production value. I mean, listen, I just don't sit around and do nothing. I mean, most of the time I do, and Matt does everything, but I do a little bit. I do a little bit.
Here and there, right? That's it. All right, so let me read these off for you guys, and then you guys take the reins. You guys figure out who wants to talk first. So, Marvel's Thunderbolts loses Walking Dead star Steven Yeun. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is officially losing another new cast member, as the Thunderbolt movie will not feature Steven Yeun as Sentry. I know a lot of people were happy about this. The floor is yours, guys.
We'll start E, then we'll go Gary, then we'll go me, and then you could finish it off, Matt.
No doubt.
I got to be honest with you. I really could care less at this point with stuff like this, but I know a lot of people were happy because they want him in Invincible if they ever do a live. So I don't know why, but just, doesn't matter. These Marvel movies, you've seen what's happened.
Yeah.
And it was a pre-production, right? So they never even got to anything.
What do you think, Gare?
I'm excited. Steven Yeun, I like him as an actor. I think he belongs in the MCU. That's totally fine. But I don't see him as Sentry. Like, if there were a little bit of rumors about what was that really hot book a couple of years ago? Agents of Atlas.
Right.
Yep.
New Agents of Atlas. Put him in there because there's some really good characters in there. And if
You
you
know
want
who?
to play a villain, isn't Swordmaster the
I
villain?
was just gonna say, yeah, he's Swordmaster. So here's the thing with Swordmaster, though, right?
I think that
So
works well too. I
no,
just
because
don't
your
think in the
Swordmaster plays into a lot because Swordmaster became the new Iron Fist.
Right.
Yeah. No,
So if you bring
Amadeus
back
Cho,
Power Man
look at
Iron
that.
Fist with the new Swordmaster as a real, not the fucking the other idiot. You
Yeah.
bring the real Swordmaster in there.
No, I like Amadeus Cho too. Like, you need a new Hulk. If Ruffalo wants to walk away, like, bring in Amadeus Cho. I'm cool with that too. I think there are a lot of better options for Sentry than him.
Yeah.
Not a knock on him, but I just think there's a better option.
Yeah, I mean,
Ridiculous.
he never fit from the beginning, right? Race
Mhm.
take all that shit away. Just his body, physique, everything. He just doesn't fit the Sentry. And I mean, it was shocking when I first heard him. He was awesome as Glenn. That's all I really know him as. I never seen beef. But there's also rumors that this guy Reacher, fans are calling for Reacher, whatever that actor, the guy from
Oh, that
Yeah.
dude is.
Yeah.
Alan Richardson, right? That dude
Allison.
is,
Yep, thank you. You're next. Yep,
People
they're
want
calling
him as
for.
Batman too in the DCU.
he's
Yeah,
lobbying for that right now.
Yep, absolutely. Coco, what's up, brother? Yeah, man, I didn't like this casting from the beginning. It didn't make much sense to me. What also didn't make sense is there's no speak of Baron Zemo being in the Thunderbolts. He should be headlining the Thunderbolts, in my
I
opinion.
agree.
But I mean, like E said to begin with, who cares, right? The way these movies been going, who cares right now? I mean, it is what it is. I love Red Guardian. I love Yolana. I love those characters, but him as Sentry, and they were gonna bring him in kind of as the Sentry, and then turn him into the Void and make him the bad guy in the movie, and then bring him back. I think, to be all honest, that Steven just read this script like Villain said in the comments and was like, you know what, this movie is trash. I don't want nothing to do with this. If they're gonna cast me as something, it got to be something better than this garbage script.
It's possible that he was only getting a real small spot too as Sentry, and maybe he wants to hold out for a more major role.
Yeah,
I like Jay's comment though. Give me Helmut von Zemo, bro. The second he was great.
Yeah. Oh, the dude from Reacher. I was reading the comments, Jay. You know who he is? He was Hawk as
Yeah.
Hawk and Dove.
Yeah.
And he was my favorite. He was one of my favorite characters.
Oh, he
in
was
Titans.
awesome.
Dude, that dude's
Yeah.
like 6'6" too. He's a
Big
big boy, man.
Yeah,
Big boy.
absolutely. Matt, come on. What do you got for us, Matt? The brains
fuck
behind
this.
the operation.
I'm keeping it simple. Fuck this guy. I mean, he shouldn't have been Sentry anyway from the start.
Yep.
You know what? My guess is he probably was never even really going to be Sentry, or like Gary said, the part is super small. And they probably told him, hey, you're going to start off as, 160 pounds and we're going to need you to get up to like 190. And it was like, fuck that. So this isn't a surprise. Honestly, it's not a loss. This is probably a good thing. Good actor. He was great as Glenn. It's not, and he's good in Invincible as a voice actor, but nah, I'm good. I'm good without this. Give me a true Sentry.
Absolutely.
All right. We missed this. We missed the boat on this too. The whole Kang Jonathan Majors thing. Obviously, most of you know at this point what happened there. But the latest rumor is, according to the rumor mill, Fear of the Walking Dead actor Coleman Domingo has been eyed as a potential replacement for Majors as Kang, which apparently a lot of people are excited about. I'll just start off quick. I mean, I don't know where I land on this yet. I don't know if I want them to recast Kang or just get rid of that whole storyline to begin with. If they recast Kang and then maybe they take him a different direction where he can't get beat up by white women or ants, I'm okay with it. That's
old white women.
that's that. Then I'll be okay. All right. So, go ahead, Jay. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's also known for his big part in Euphoria, right? This guy's in his 50s. He's won an Emmy. I've never seen his work. I stopped watching Walking Dead when it came to like the Slipknot people. I totally fell off. I have never seen a Fear of the Walking Dead. But listen, this makes sense, right? If they're going to recast, Kang has so many different variants, right? They could just do an older version of Kang. They could do a Rama Tut. They could do an Immortus. There's so many different ways they could go in this direction. So it's like, yo, I mean, why not? If he's a good actor and they have something planned, the Kang Dynasty moving forward, this, that, and the other thing, why not make him Kang, right? I don't want them. I was a big fan of rushing into Doom, but I don't want to rush into Doom. I'd rather sit back, let the MCU fucking implode, rebuild, and start from scratch and give us a good Doom that we all deserve.
What do you think?
You know what? The actor himself, if you remember, I don't know him from Euphoria. You know where I know him from? He's from The Wire.
Oh shit, that's right.
He's the boxer in The Wire.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right. That's right.
That's early him, man.
Yep.
He's a good actor.
He was good in that.
Yeah, so he has some acting chops, you know. I mean, I really think they should just scratch Kang. It's very hard to go back and change that. I know they got a lot of money into him, but see, I like what Andrew was saying there. You know, I really like the High Evolutionary. Can you fit him in somewhere in there and bring that story arc around? Because that guy was fantastic.
It's funny because me and Gary, I'll leave this comment up there for Gary. We were talking about this, Gary.
I love this move. I did watch Fear the Walking Dead. He was great. I think Disney, Marvel really screwed up and really dropped the ball by not recasting T'Challa, Black Panther. I think that was a major mistake, and they're showing that they're not going to make that mistake again. They have so much money wrapped into the Kang arc. They have a whole 2 Avenger movie wrapped up in like part of this. Like, you can't scrap this. You cannot rush Doom. You can't. You do not want to rush Doom. You want to take your time with Doom. You want to finish this Kang arc and roll into the next big bad, which is leaning towards Doom, I would imagine. But then you hear the rumors he's going to be an anti-hero, which we don't want. I want a villain Doom. I don't want an anti-hero Doom.
Yeah.
I think this is a great move. They're going to finish their story, and we've talked about it, and I think Jay, we've talked about it too. I think you're going to see a huge shift in Disney and Marvel movies. You only have one Marvel movie next year, correct? They scrapped and reset and are starting over. I think they learned from all the money they lost that what they're doing is not working. I think this right here is a great start. Don't scrap the Kang story arc. Keep it going, but do it the right way. We get Doom in a little bit and do that the right way. I think this is great. I'm very happy with this. Very happy.
Yeah, and like your next said in the comments, man, if they're going to do Doom, they have to do with sorcery, that dark magic Doom. It has to do, you know, they're going to have to give him a solo movie to build up. And Disney always said, like Matt always says, Disney always said that Disney is not going to do a villain-based movie or TV show. Guess what? They're doing Echo, right?
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, and Thunderbolts, yeah. So why not? A Doom movie would be fucking huge, dude. As long as they do it right, and then you build the Fantastic Four into that. I mean, great comment here next. Absolutely.
What is this? Why am I getting all these comments in here? What's going on here?
You can't hide shit.
Is this something I don't know about? Well, I mean, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Yeah. So guys, we did have a big announcement tonight, and this isn't it. Obviously, this is big, but this isn't what we were talking about. A couple weeks ago, me and my wife had a little baby girl. So
there you go, Maddie Forge.
And apparently, a couple people know about it already in the comments. So here we are. Now the whole family knows. All right, guys. So want to share that with you guys. I wasn't gonna, but you know, you guys are the defects.
Wait,
so
I
we're
missed
live.
it. What?
What's up? Oh, a couple people in the chat were like, "Oh, Matt, do you you're just giving up comics to raise a kid?" And I'm like, "How do people know?" I'm like, "All right, I might as well just tell them then."
You have a kid?
Yeah, apparently. That I know of. One that I know.
Congrats, Matt.
Yo, we have a baby defect now.
Oh,
yo.
God.
Yes, we do.
Look at this.
Yo, the funniest
I got
thing
a new
is
name. I got a new name apparently. Ratty.
Ratty. Yeah, that's Ratty Forge.
I got 2 new names. Last week I got Marty Forge.
Yep.
Marty Forge.
Marty Forge, and now I have Ratty Forge. So
Yo, you got to get a little baby Pressable Defects onesie right there. You know what I'm saying?
I need something like that.
So you know how the world works, right? I'm scheduled for my vasectomy on the 18th of this month.
There we go.
Right.
So I'm hanging up the cleats, and Matty Forge is fucking busting them out, man, busting them out.
Yo, you're shutting down the season, Matt. Just spitting seed everywhere, bro.
I'm sweating just talking about it.
I'm sweating talking about it.
Yeah, but you got the snip.
You didn't do it yet, right?
I have
No. No.
Man, bro,
No,
stop.
you're gonna be so happy, dude. You are gonna
Yeah.
be so happy. I
Okay.
haven't
Well,
been
that's, you know what you're doing? You're giving up your man card, bro.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are. Fuck out of here. You're shooting blanks like a motherfucker. Giving up the man card,
yeah.
bro. Fuck
It's the
that.
best.
Giving up the man card, bro.
I
Shooting
don't
up the club.
You're shooting fucking water.
Shooting up the club.
That's right.
Oh God! But guys, everybody, thanks in the chat. I see like a million congrats. Thank you guys. And honestly, I'm not a super. I'm pretty private. You know, obviously I'm on YouTube, but I don't share a lot of my personal life. So, but this is live, and everybody here, I feel like you guys have, most of you, been here since the beginning, known us like for the last 5 years. So it's good to share.
He was looking Spider Paul comment.
What do you say? What do you say? Where's he at?
Matty is picking up the ball for Jay.
Always. That's since the beginning of our career.
I was
here.
gonna say it's kind of fitting. It's kind of fitting. Oh man, yo E, you missed it last week. I mean, I saw a couple of there was a couple comments before we move forward. There was a couple comments in there about haircuts.
Okay.
So I don't know if you saw the
I haven't watched anything.
Jay and I were actually able to obtain security footage for one. You saw Gary's haircut photo?
Oh yes, I did.
Okay. So
Okay.
Jay and I were able to actually obtain security footage of when Gary first came home from the haircut.
Okay.
You didn't
God
see
bless.
it?
God bless.
Do you have it available?
I do have it available. You want to see it?
Can I please see it?
You can see it.
Thank you.
Flakes in it.
Mommy, put this stuff down and then you throw this. Sorry.
Holy
Sorry.
Dude, the best he sounds like Gary's like, sorry.
yo, what the fuck is up with that outfit though, bro?
I only bring it out on the weekends.
That and your Crocs, right, bro?
Yeah.
Gary got a romper to match his Crocs.
No,
Sorry.
only on the weekends.
Oh, I got tears again.
I'll bring it to King Kong.
Yes. You know what? KV's got the best comment of the night. Glad to hear the shot collar didn't electrocute your boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Oh God!
Hey,
But yeah,
yo,
guys,
quick,
thank you. I see
quick.
more. Congratulations. Thank you.
Hey, can I give KV a quick plug there?
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe it's the 21st of January. KV's doing a comic show, but it's pretty unique. On Staten Island, St. George Theater, they're going to be screening the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeve and the original Batman movie, cosplay contest, and comic vendors in one movie theater. Pretty
Oh,
cool
that's
event.
crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah, so give KV a follow for more details because it's going to be a good event. It should be fun.
There he is, right there. Check him out. Instagram, whatnot, all that good stuff. You know, we started the show, and it's been a while, and we didn't really do the usual, I guess, introduction. So I didn't really mean to put Jay up like that, but we gotta do some
Here I am.
sponsors, Jay, and one of them's here, so you don't get it wrong.
Oh man, I haven't done this in a while. Guys, if you're looking to get your books pressed and clean, look no further than Express Comic Book Pressing Service. Defects 10 gets you 10% off. The best in the business, your presser's presser. We went over that in the beginning. EROD will clean and submit your books. Not only that, he'll pass along his discount to CGC and CBCS if you're still even into fucking grading books after what we talk about. So... But even if you want them pressed and clean and slapped back in a Mylar, this is your man right here, guys. Hit him up on Instagram or hit him up at expresscbp@yahoo.com.
Doing Uncle Justice right there. Doing him justice.
I'm used to the pre-recorded shit now.
True. It's been a while since we had to do these live. So guys,
And
also,
guys, if
are you
you've
doing it?
been
Go
wa-
ahead. I was gonna do it, but you could do
Oh
it.
no, go ahead, Maddie, because I was just gonna wing this one and you got it down pat.
So guys, if you've been watching our recorded videos, which I know some of you don't realize we've been doing those in the last couple months, we have a new sponsor and a new curator of some of our data for our new Comic Book Day segment, and that's Comic Nation, the world's finest comic shop. So guys, check out their links. They're going to be in the description down below, comicnation.us. You got a discount code. Defects 10 gets you 10% off your first order. Every other order, just use Defects. That gets you 5% off. You're going to get 15% off all pre-orders. 5% cash back on all purchases. So if you add that all together, you're getting anywhere from 25 to 30% off. All right. So check these guys out. They've been doing awesome for us, and they're a great, very reliable and very trusted comic shop. So check them out. All their information is in the description of this and every video. How come I can't take that off? There we go. All right. This is what we've all been waiting to talk about. This is what we've gotten about 50 messages as to why we didn't do this video yet. And now you know why, because I was having a kid. So that's how we missed the boat on this whole CGC scandal thing. So, and it's not really a CGC scandal, but that's the short version of saying it, right?
Yep.
I don't think Jay, you wanna kind of intro this one, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. All right, guys. So basically, Matt, you want to intro it because you know everybody involved. You watch the videos. I want to make sure everyone gets their shout outs and everyone that brought this to light is mentioned. So I don't want to leave anybody out.
All right. So guys, what was I going to say before we move forward on those new comic book day videos that we do recorded? Each one of those has a giveaway, and like 3 of them have a giveaway that nobody claimed. So you may want to go back and watch those because there's like $30 gift cards that nobody's claimed yet, a couple of them. So Big Daddy John Ross claimed his from this week's video. Getting back to the CGC reholder gate, I guess we can call it. Everyone pretty much knows the story here. If you don't, a quick recap. We have a seller that was able to swap in a lesser value book. The book in question was a CGC 9.8 ASM 252 newsstand Mark Jewelers, which is like an extremely expensive book. Was able to swap in a a newsstand non-Marc Jacobs. What did I just say? Mark Jewelers. I said Mark Jacobs.
Jewelers.
Mark Jewelers, probably like a 9.4 to a 9.6. Huge difference in price. Fast forward, and the first person to bring this to light was the 9.9 newsstand. You can see his handle up there from Instagram, so give him a follow, the 9.9 newsstand. Swagglehaus and Automatic Comics especially did more digging, and they were able to find out that this seller has been running this scam for a while. They found a Hulk 181 9.0 that was switched from an 8.5 green label and was slid into this 9.0 holder and then sold. So this became a huge scandal, and it just started to build. This thing got thousands and thousands of views across YouTube the last few weeks, and CGC had to respond. And right before we came on, they actually put out a new response. So that's kind of the intro. Jay, before we show CGC response, you want to jump in to say anything else? Did I miss anything with the intro?
Nah, all I'm thinking right now is fucking Epic Nation is like, thank God this shit is going on. Get this fucking light off me, bro.
He was hoping for the Epstein list, but he got the CGC list.
Dude, 100%. He's like, oh, fucking thank you.
How many shades of red can we turn Gary tonight? That's the question.
Yeah, oh god, there's there's no one happier than that dude right now. Yeah, man. I mean, great work by everyone that put their fucking investigation skills to work, finding this out. They dug deep. I mean, dude, holy shit. It was only a matter of time, right? We got guys in the community. Shout out to Morbius and my buddy PJ Morris that always called out shit that is this really what it is? Is this really a 9.8? Is this a 9.6? Is this book really what it is inside this encapsulated fucking slab? And guys, it makes you think now, right? Like, holy shit, I look up on my wall, I look at my big books, and I'm like, if they're doing this to newer slabs, right? Like, how easy was it to crack open an old slab? Like, who knows what we have in our collections right now? It just makes you think, So, I mean, we'll get into the list and the repercussions and what CGC is going to do, but interested in your thoughts, Gary and EROD.
You want to go first, Gary? You want me to go? All right. I got to tell you a couple of opinions more than anything else. This is definitely not the only person that's been doing this. So we have a list of 350 books from one person. They're saying it goes back 12 years. So this has been going on through multiple stages of slabs. They've been getting through. And shout out to 9.9 because he actually showed how they use a heat gun, pop it open, and then a little bit of glue to reseal those slabs without getting any cracks in it. If anybody cracks a slab, you know that it starts cracking. But before CGC, we had people that were trimming books, color touch, resealing, doing all different things. And that's why CGC came into it. So there was always a scam, and there's always going to be a fucking hustle, right? I think the best thing people can do is buy from reputable dealers. Like all my books, and I'm not just like saying me, but myself, Gary, you guys, you buy your books raw and then you send them in and you get them slabbed. That's not the issue. The issue is when you're buying from a guy that's not a trusted vendor on eBay or a place like that, and now you're getting built. Buy from who you trust, and you never get fucking burnt, man. You know, I got a return policy on something like that. If that would have happened, I would be refunding somebody some money. I know Gary would do the same thing. You guys will all do the same shit. But, you know, there's always going to be another hustle. And once they fix this with a new slab, somebody will figure it out again. It just happens.
But what about people that, okay, they submitted this book, then they sold it to someone, and this person sold it to someone, and it's just being passed around.
Well, that's where it lies. That's why I said, but if you buy a book, I go out and I buy a book. I don't buy slabs from just anybody.
Right.
You know, because you never know.
So just a quick correction. The Immaculate Comics was the one that was doing the heat gun.
Yeah.
I think the 99 reshared it. So just to give credit to that dude. So like Jay said earlier, credit to Automatic Comics. Check his YouTube out. Swagglehaus Comics. Check his YouTube out. 99 Newsstand on Instagram. Immaculate Comics on Instagram. Those are the guys that did a ton of the legwork. We were kind of sitting back watching it saying like, man, this was just the wrong weeks to be off because we probably would have been, you know, involved in some of this detective work because we usually are. But I was happy with the work that those guys did.
And shout out to Thorough, man, because he busted out one of the first videos on it pretty much that day, highlighting everything and going over this. So always check out Thorough as well.
And Murph, it's not the labels. They thought initially it was the label. Crack out the bottom and pull out the original label and put the slab out and put a new slab in and re-glue it even more.
Yeah, I mean, this was an intricate scam, obviously, for a long time. Gary, before I get your thoughts, can I just read the latest CGC statement? This way, we'll just kind of get that out of the way. Obviously, it's a little small here, but I'll read it for you guys. So this just came out about 2 hours ago. Certified that CGC is aware of an incident involving an individual tampering with CGC comic holders. The CGC, blah, 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 has released updated information. Okay. Based on current information, we believe that approximately 350 comic books are affected. A list of the impacted books has now been posted. If you purchase one of the comic books included in this list, you can submit it to CGC Comics for review. Instructions to submit an eligible book for review are below. If your book is determined to be correctly graded, it will be reholded with a new certification number and returned to you at no charge. If your book is determined to be incorrectly graded, our support team will contact you. That is like the black kiss of death right there. Yeah, because you know what that's going to mean. You may ask to submit a certain additional documentation as part of the review process. The list of impacted comic books will periodically be updated as books are submitted for review. Our goal is to remove all impacted certification numbers from the market and ensure that anyone who purchased one of these books is appropriately compensated for losses arising from any failure in our services. What are they going on to say? They've been existed for 36 years. 85 million collectibles have been graded. Blah blah blah. Everything is comprehensive, backed with a comprehensive guarantee. Well, that's getting put to the test right now, obviously.
Yep.
In addition to the initiatives described above, and as previously reported, we have also retained a leading private investigative service and outside counsel to conduct a comprehensive review of this incident and our processes, and to help ensure that this individual is held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. We have already made significant improvements to our process as a result of this incident, and we will continue to take appropriate steps to help ensure that this type of incident does not happen again. And then they go on to give you the steps and then the list of books, which we'll get into after we talk about this a little bit, because that list is a discussion in itself. So I want to give Gary an opportunity to jump in here because he hasn't had much to say about it yet.
It's a shame. I'm like really upset, and I think it really bothers me because I'm like, I try to be as honest as possible. Literally in every, like my collection videos, I tell people what I pay for collections, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to hold everyone else to the same standard, which is, I shouldn't do that because there's a lot of bad people out there. This is a perfect example of that. I am happy, however, that CGC didn't seem to waste any time. I know they couldn't, they had to act quickly, but I'm glad to see that they have acted quickly. I won't be sending anything to CGC until the new slab comes out, which is inevitable. So I'm going to be sitting on books now for a while. it's just our hobby's taken a little bit of a hit over the last year because of the market, because of the movies haven't been great, and let's be honest, the Marvel and DC stuff hasn't been great story wise. The books, nobody's excited about anything from Marvel or DC recently. It's all independent stuff. So our hobby's already taking a hit, and now you have essentially the PSA, the top grader of comic books, with this. Now, with all that being said, it's not CGC's fault. We do have to remember, like, this is not their fault. They created a slab that up until now I thought was a really decent slab. I've cracked a lot of books, and let me tell you, those cases crack, literally shatter when you open them. I never thought about putting a heat gun on it. I mean, that's clever, and then regluing it. But yeah, I'm upset. Like it sucks. But again, I won't be sending anything for a while.
All right, so a couple of things, right? Who would have thought when you think about it, right? And I'm not blaming anybody at CGC. I'm just running with an idea here. Who would think to put a heat gun in it? What about a CGC employee that knows how to get that slab open? That knows how it's made and constructed and exactly what type of glue is used. How about that? Me and OA were talking on IG. What the fuck is that noise?
I think it's EROD's headphones. I think he's picking up he's picking up the airport going by.
No, that ain't me.
Oh, yeah, it is. I just muted them. Yeah, I don't know. It's like you're getting like it's kind of
hearing something else.
Something else. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you're good now.
The Spice Channel in the background.
It's fucking Telemundo's on, bro.
Got the rabbit ears outside. Telemundo.
Telemundo's on, bro.
Like I said, I mean, if you work for CGC, you know how to get that slab open. Who knows? How do you know it doesn't come from a guy from there? Not saying that it did come from there, but I mean, obviously someone knew what they were doing. And second of all, what is CGC going to offer someone that just got burnt on the book? They sure as hell ain't going to pay the fucking value from a 4.0 AF-15 signed by Stan to a 6.5 because you're talking about thousands of dollars there. So what are they going to offer you? Yo, we'll give you fucking 20% off your next.
They're going to give you a new. They're going to give you a new slab and 1 year free submission, bro.
Yeah, but fuck that. Yeah, and now that you're holding a book, now that you're holding AF-15 signed by Stan in a 6.5, that's potentially anywhere from like a 4 to maybe even a 3, or who knows what it is, right? You're gonna get beat on that book. I'm not sending that shit back. I'm putting it back on my wall, and I'm like, yo, that's a fucking 6.5. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna send those books back and get burnt on that shit? But I don't think.
I do think they're paying the difference.
No way, bro.
Yeah,
they'll bankrupt. They're gonna bankrupt.
No,
they've got insurance too.
They got insurance, and now they're owned. They're owned by BlackRock, or Blackwater Group, or what is it? I forget. But the possible litigation that they could face and the cost of the lawyers would far out exceed the value of whatever the difference is. Because you remember, not every single one of these books is going to be that huge drop in price, and some of them may be correct. Because I think what they did with this guy is they basically went back to every single one. He was a pretty prominent seller on eBay. So I think they went back to every single one of his CGC submissions and collected those sales and then went through it and cross-referenced it against all his eBay sales. And that's how they came up with the 350 so far. I got to assume that not every single one of those 350 is going to be bad, right? So let's say like half of them are bad. Not every one is going to be this huge jump in value. I mean, it's almost like Jay, I don't have to tell you an EROD. You start off small, right? Small time crime. And then all of a sudden you get a little bigger for your britches. Obviously, he bit off more than he can chew recently with some mega jumps in value. So if they get some type of class action lawsuit against them or a mass tort, the amount of money that's going to cost them just in lawyers, forget about if they lose. And then their business, I mean, that guarantee that's in the name is out the window. Yeah. So they literally have to pay. They have to make the difference up. Or else this is huge amount of egg on their face.
So, and like EROD said, this ain't just one person. This is one person that got caught right now.
Right. He's the biggest fish right now.
So somebody said it really well in here, though, Jay. You know what? CGC in 2 years has raised the prices on us for 2 years. So what's going to happen? They're going to pay these people out, and next year we're going to get another raise.
Yep.
And boom, they recover everything. It's big business. That's what they do. They hold on to your money, invest it, make money on that, and then pay you out, and they pay nothing. You know? That's you're right there. Yuri just said that right there.
Yeah, well, this is me and Gary talking. But see, I think
Okay,
what's
a lot of money though? Let's do the math. What's a lot of money? $1 million?
You're right.
Yeah,
No,
no, I wouldn't say a million,
yeah.
but it's close.
It's a drop in the bucket to CGC. They get 1 million submissions a year at a minimum of $30 a slab.
Yeah, yeah. It ensures their future by doing
Correct.
this. You know,
Correct.
But raising their prices, I mean, if you told me that they're going to come out with a tamper-proof, like RFID tamper tape case, and it's going to cost me $1 more, I'll buy that shit today. I mean, like that's piece. You're talking about thousands of dollars worth of collectibles, right? I mean, and everybody's different. Like nobody on screen right now, we don't slab $50 books, $100 books.
No.
I know some people do, so I understand that a $35 price tag on a $40 book doesn't make a lot of sense. But when you're talking about maybe they give you the option, maybe it'll be an option to have that tamper proof. I'm assuming it's probably going to be on all of them. But if they charge me another $1.50, and they put something into place that actually works, which I've been talking about this in our group chat, I bet you we see this new case very quickly, which means it was already either ready to go or in the process of being ready to go because they knew this has been happening. I mean, Jay, me and you did the live show 6 months ago where we were talking about those. The guy was making the comics and selling them. He was sliding them in. They were literally reproduction comics. $100,000.
Didn't they say in their last CGC statement that they were working on a new case already?
That's what I'm saying. So they know that this
listen, they've been on this already. They're just doing damage control now.
Yeah.
But now listen to all the damage control, because now they have to reimburse all those people, right? They're going to take a hit business-wise, right? There's going to be a ton of people out there that are going to be like, fuck this, I ain't submitting my books. They're going to lose a ton of customers. And like KB said, what about a class action lawsuit against CGC for guaranteeing what's in that slab? So it ain't just the reimbursement. It's the loss of customers, and it's a potential class action lawsuit against them for guaranteeing something that's not fucking guaranteed.
Well, that's why Gary said it today on the phone. They're going to give these people money, but they're also going to sign a piece of paper that says this is resolved.
Yeah.
Right. So if you don't take the payout or something, I mean, this could still end up in court. There's no doubt this could still end up in court. But what CGC is doing, if they make this list, and they make a comprehensive list, and they pay all these people. I mean, some of these differences. I mean, we're going to look at this list in a second. Some of these books, I think you're going to have that $15,000, $10,000 difference, like we saw on the Mark Jewelers 252. I think there's ASM 1s on this list. There's AF 15s on this list. There's books signed by Stan. There's some monster high grade early ASM. So I think they're going to pay out all these people.
Signatures? What do you do about that now? Now you're not having what do you do with a Stan signature now?
That is going to be interesting. The ones that are signed, which there wasn't too many, those are going to be difficult.
The thing with the signatures, this guy wasn't vacuum sealing the inner wells, right?
No.
I don't know if
I think he was just sliding an inner well for an inner well.
Okay.
So if he wasn't opening up the inner well, you don't have to worry about signatures, because technically the book was still sealed, and he was probably buying like a 2.5 AF15 signed by Stan, right? Gold label. Maybe he was buying a 1.0 AF15 gold label signed by Stan, taking the 1.0, putting it in the 2.5. I mean, the signatures are tough because you can't resubmit them.
Well, unless he was buying green labels, because he did that for the Hulk 181.
He did with the Hulk.
He bought a green label 8.5. He literally bought it, slid it out, and swapped it in for a 9.0. He kept the 9.0 raw, then sold the missing MVS 8.5 green label as a 9.0, and now he still has the 9.0. So maybe he bought a 3.0 green label, slid it into a gold label, and now he sold a gold label, and he still has, I mean, that's
that's real bad right there, though, man. When you're buying green label,
how do you guarantee that's a Stan signature? That's terrible.
Here's the thing, though. How are you going to the only way you can resubmit the gold? All right, let me word this the right way. If you buy a green label signed by Stan, right, which means it wasn't witnessed,
right,
or it was fake, right?
Right.
You have that book. You have a gold label book signed by Stan. If you take the gold label book out, okay, still in the inner well.
Yeah.
But if you take the gold label out and you put the green label in, how are you going to get this one, the real one, back into a gold label?
CBCS. I mean, you lose some money, but overall, you're going to make money.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying for this. That's why there's not too many signatures on this list.
Yeah.
Now, some of the signatures were name written on first page, name written on inside cover, which increases the value a little bit. It's not a ton, but he could have swapped those out. You know,
you can. Yes.
You know, took a 1 grade hit down. You know, it went from a 3 to a 2, which not a lot of people are going to be able to tell the difference in case. And now all of a sudden it's not signed, and you have the signed one in front of you. So he was doing this for a while, and he just apparently just recently started. When you do a book like that, people are going to notice. Like that. I mean, it was funny because me and Jay talked about this. It was like a month ago. I said to Jay, I'm like, you see all these high grade newsstand Mark Jewelers being posted everywhere? Yep. I said somebody had to like hit a stash because it's impossible that they're all just hitting the market right now. How's this possible? And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, someone's like, that's a fake book. And then it just steamrolled from there. So
I remember talking about that with you guys.
Let's address some super chats real quick because it's been a while.
Okay.
Do we have the new one, Matt? I know we have the tank one. Do we have the variant tank?
We do. We have a reenactment. So you want to go ahead and go ahead.
I mean, since we have 2 tanks, we'll show the original. And then you guys didn't know this, not even EROD, not even Gary, but Tank did attack somebody else on this panel.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll play the first one for people that didn't see.
Why don't you give these a read? Why don't you give these a read for us?
All right, for my man Robert with the $1.99 super chat. Anyone selling a 9.8 white page holder for an ASM 129? I wish, brother. I wish. We always appreciate it. And from our buddy Fallen Hero, $5 super chat. Will CGC keep the books after paying out, or will the victims receive a payout? And no, they're gonna receive the payout and the regraded book at that
get the
actual
difference.
grade.
You get the difference.
Yep. So yeah, let's give him a. So you guys ever seen? I mean, I know Jay has because he's a degenerate like me. Have you guys ever seen those? They're like reenactment of like China factory accidents, but they're like animated. You've seen those, right? So we didn't get the actual footage of the attack, so we have like a remake,
a recreation,
a reimagining, if you will.
Oh God, what's that doing there? Oh God, it's the bone. Oh no, look at the bone. Oh no. Oh. Oh God, no. Oi! Give it back! Give it! My bone! My...
So.
I remember that.
Gary's claymation now, yo, he's a little bit of everything.
I remember that.
Yeah, he's an internet sensation.
He is a sensation.
Oh, yes,
Gary,
he is.
You blacked out afterwards, so it's not a surprise you don't remember the whole.
I don't remember the end.
Yeah.
just like, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, we got you. We wanted to refresh your memory real quick. So, all right, you want to take a look at this list or what?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's take a look at this list because it's wild, guys. Let me.
Guys, make sure you hit the thumbs up. There's 150 people in here.
Do all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so forget about the adventures. I mean, there's right off the bat, Amazing Fantasy 15, Stanley 86, written on page 1 in pen, is 6.5.
Yeah, wow.
Like, what's in that one?
Right, but this guy was going down about a grade on all the books he was buying, half a grade to a grade, right? I think from what they were showing but a 6.5 to a 5.5. You know, think about that.
ASM 1 signed by Stan, 8.0.
Oh
God.
ASM 2, 7.5. ASM 3, 6.5. But look, you know what's the crazy? When I was looking at this list, when I saw multiples, I was like, there's an issue right here. See this? To me, like how many ASM 3s in the 6.5 to 7.0 range are you sending in? Maybe this guy was I mean, Gary, you're a large vendor. Have you come across 3 ASM 3s in this grade range?
No. Actually, it's funny you say that. Every ASM 3 I've ever come across has never been higher than a 3.0. Obviously, they're out there. right?
Right, but this
But-
guy has submitted 3 of them. Like
This guy, yeah.
you know,
Yeah, but
I
that
mean,
means he's just paying out. He's buying. He has one. No, he's
Yes,
actually
he's
he's got
he's
one, and he's
swapping
just
it.
buying.
He's
He's
swapping it.
swapping out and paying out because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
profit margin on it is so huge.
100%.
When you see, I'm thinking when you see multiples and the grades are close, that's where the incidents are occurring. That's my opinion. I mean, and again, we're just speculating here. I mean, look at this: a 9 ASM 50, 2 of them. I mean,
Keep
these
going,
are
bro.
Crazy. The best one
Keep
of that
going.
book I've ever had was a 7.5, and it looked great. To come across 2 9.0s.
This one, I'm gonna assume is probably
That's
legit
insane.
because it's signed Rip Gwen on. I mean, this would be tough to figure out how to. You know what I mean? Unless he submitted one, he just wrote on it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look at this. Obviously, not a super rare book in this grade, but like 3 of them.
Look at
9,
the
985.
194s.
Dude, go
Look at-
down the Fantastic Fours, dude.
Well, this one was the one that stood
Look
out
at the
most.
black cats, bro.
Look at the black cats. Yeah, 9.8, 9.8, 9.6, 9.8, 9.6, 9.8, 9.8.
And that's
Come
a
on, man.
tough book to get high grade
That
because of
is
the
a
black
very
cover.
tough book to get.
Look at it. This is 20 This is 20,
Holy
25,
crap.
30, 40. There's almost 50 copies right there.
Holy shit!
Yep.
Okay. Oh, look, there's more. Mark Jeweller's 9.8. That was one of the ones I seen. I mean,
Yeah.
this is crazy. He did 50 some copies of this. This is
was
when I think
probably
this is when he
buying-
started getting sloppy.
He was probably buying very good looking 9.4s.
Yeah,
I mean, that's crazy. That is, look at that string of 9.8. No
But,
one has that many 9.8s.
remember, Gat, when you go 9.6 to 9.8, it's double the price.
Yep.
I feel
Usually
really
on
bad.
most books. So if you get a 9.6, let's just throw a stupid number out there: $6,000 for a 9.6, and it's $12,000 for a 9.8. After fees and everything else, he's making $6,000 to $7,000 on that. You know,
Yep.
he's
Yeah,
making
seriously.
bank on each one. Do the math on that.
What percentage of the census is that? I mean, that's like 59/8 almost. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's a
How
Yeah,
good
many
one.
9.8s?
that's interesting to know. How
Anybody
many
wanna look?
9.8s are there in the census?
Gary, can you look that up on your phone real quick? Are you able
What do you want me to look up?
CGC census ASM 194 9.8.
Hold on, I got my own.
I can't see there being more than 400.
Dude, go. Keep scrolling, man.
Look at all the 238s. I mean, Jay and I know how hard it is to get a 9.8 in this book, right? I mean, this is a huge, like, again, the jump from 9.6 to 9.8 in this book is immense. And it looks like that's what he was doing. Look, got a Mark Jewelers right here. He probably sold this one for 10, 12 grand. I mean, this is bananas. This is crazy.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, how many
Yep.
got?
Hold on.
He's
Never
not
mind.
ready.
I'll let you know when I get
They
it.
may have adjusted already.
That would be interesting if they did. Look at all these 252s. I mean, that's the one obviously he got caught on. You know, this one right here, I think. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was
this
the
is-
Mark.
this
The
is
Mark
where he
II
got
he got
sloppy.
caught on, right?
You ready?
This is where he got sloppy with the 194s, the 238s, the 252s, and the 300. Look at all the
All right.
300s.
Uh,
Look at all the 300s.
so here I'm gonna give you the 9.0. I'm gonna give you the 8.5s to 9.8s. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, 8.5s. You have 1,056.
Okay.
These are all blue label, guys. No signature series here. Ready? You have 1,056 8.5s, 1,027 9.0s, so about the same. 1,045 9.2s, so you're all right around the same. You're only like 15, 25 away from each other there. So 9.4s, you have 1,269.
Okay. This is where
9.6s, you have 1,162. All right? Less than half 9.8s. You have 544 9.8s.
There you go. I mean,
And
the
you
guy has
have-
10%
you
of
have-
the census.
You have just under 10% of the census right
Yeah,
there.
that's fucking crazy.
But
I think
again, when you got 1,100 as compared to 544, you know
Right.
he's getting these things at half price or less because he's probably making an offer on them. He's crushing it. You know what I would love to know right now? I mean, what's the difference in 9.6 to a 9.8 on the value? You know,
I
Well,
think
I'm glad you
it's got to
asked.
be. It's
Yeah,
gotta be
we
at
got
least
that.
half.
yeah.
Hold on.
Look at all
I'll
these
tell you right
300s. This guy
I'm
just
pulling it up
crushed
right
the
now.
census on the 300. I mean,
Matt,
So-
go down to Fantastic Four real quick, bro. Where do you see
holy,
those?
I can't
books?
even get past the 300s. Look at all these. There's more 300s than the 194s. Couple 361s. Avengers 1. I mean, again, maybe it's legit. There's one of them here. This
Right, yeah, that's a great point, Miguel. And CGC didn't suspect anything. Like, they had to know about something was fucked up.
Well, it's over 12 years too, though. Remember that.
Okay,
here's a good
ready?
example. A 7 and a 7.5 as of FF2. I mean, it's
Okay.
possible.
This is important. This little thing here.
Oh
You
my
have
God,
Amazing
different.
Spider-Man 194s and a 9.6 selling for buy it nows. These are buy it nows. Between 900 and about 1,200.
Okay.
Okay. However, auctions seem to be going between 660 and 770.
Yeah, GPA has it at the last sold at
What about
780.
9/8?
GPA
Now,
is
here you go
There
for
you go.
9/8.
Gotta be 14.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna say
think Bronzeville hit it
2,500.
on the head.
no.
about
The
3K.
last sold on GPA
There you
9.8
go.
is $2,800.
Yep.
You got
I
us.
have
Oh,
okay, so I have 2875 sold December 18th. I have 3,000 sold December 16th.
yeah,
He was
so
Yeah.
triple.
almost tripling his
Triple.
money.
2,900 is it's
Yeah, so
insane
that's a nice-
what this guy's doing.
That's a nice little racket. I mean,
You're going 2.5 times your money on the 194s.
So every time you buy one, you've made double your money. So you can easily keep investing and buying it
Right.
because you know
Of
that book
course.
is a book that sells forever. He's doing it on the main ones. You know, he's smart.
I gotta check mine. I have this book. I have in a 6.5 right here. I don't know if that. I gotta check my cert, bro.
Everyone's
Oh,
checking their
jeez.
books, dude.
There's
I
no
gotta check that.
FF8 6s on the list, are there?
No, there's not, because you have them all, so he couldn't do it.
You know, I'm fortunate. I don't buy slabs from outside too often. You know, everything I buy raw and grade my own.
You know,
Look at the
sometimes I do come
181s.
across slab collections, but I've never
Right.
come across a slab collection with this kind of value.
Look
Yeah,
at that.
right.
Look at the game he was running with the 181s too. All 8s and 9s basically. A couple lower
Right,
ones.
because
but
it's easy to find those. Because if you look at the census, I guarantee you the amount of well, remember Hulk 181. There's so many of that book is a very common book in the census.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's like ASM 300. I mean, it's bananas. Look at all the 340s. I mean, that's quick money right here, and nobody's gonna bat an eye. Nobody's gonna like really do a fine tooth comb over a 340.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%. Yep.
Like the ASM 252. If it wasn't a newsstand, Mark Jewelers 9.8, I don't think we would have ever found this out. Because
Well-
it's when you get the high profile like that, that's a unique book. I mean, look at Iron Man 1, 9.6 and a 9.2.
I gotta tell you though, the detective work these guys did because they took the time. Cover Price also gets kudos for having pictures of everything in there
Yes,
because that's where they were able to track down all these slabs.
No, that was Go Collect. That was Go Collect.
Go Collect. I'm sorry, Go Collect. Yeah,
Yeah, it actually made me want to use. I said to Jay, I'm like, yo, we're gonna start paying for Go Collect too.
Yeah, because it just the pictures alone are huge.
Gary, look at these gyms.
Oh my
Those
god.
grades are crazy. This guy was taking
875.
advantage of people with money. These
Mhm.
are not the books we're just buying willy-nilly. Like, these are big books.
So how many of these big sales happened during the COVID time when everybody was buying
Well,
like crazy?
yeah, I would have liked to have a little bit more time with this list. We had about an hour. I was gonna start looking stuff up to see when these things sold, and I was gonna start looking, but I just didn't have the time. Did not have the time. So maybe we'll do that if they keep making this list larger. Maybe we could do a follow-up video.
I mean, I'm looking at this list. There's nothing modern. Oh, there you go.
I was about to say we just hit the modern, like the.
Just
Oh, you hit ASM 300 modern.
Yeah.
Well, I think you meant like super modern, like some
Super,
of
that's
these,
like a copper, right? Like
these 2003.
Yeah, but it's the Michael.
All this
Turner
Michael
stuff,
Turner stuff.
The Soulfire.
Yeah,
I'm surprised because I guess they must be pricey.
Look at this. I mean, how many
But
times
the
do you think he
Mark
did
Jewels.
this?
Yeah.
Dude.
yeah.
Come on, man.
That book's pricey, man.
This is and he sold this
That's
one right
Oh,
after
yeah,
the
there are some
252.
moderns here. There are some moderns.
He sold this one right after 252, and it's so funny because like the day the story came out, I went to his eBay store and some of the books were still up, and then like the next day, everything was gone.
Oh, he took everything down. He
This
closed
guy's
his store.
hiding, but I mean, he was doing it on eBay, so they know who this guy is. I mean, eBay's
Oh,
pretty
right.
good.
The one guy that they caught single-handedly just basically destroyed CGC, dude. He destroyed the
Let's put it
census.
this way: they are on life support. Let's see
They're
what. Let's,
100%.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. You guys are saying they're on life support and everything
this.
else, right?
Holy
CGC rectifies what they have to do and they pay out. Everybody's going to start submitting again. Just like everything else that's happened in the past with scams by one person, scams by this, that are covered by the community, everything goes away and everything comes back again.
Yeah,
Well,
but do you really think people will be submitting again? All right,
Yeah.
okay, maybe people will be submitting. Will people be buying slabs? That's
again, and that's where it goes into being around and buying from reputable people.
I agree with EROD.
You know, it's like you buy what you like. Well, buy from who you trust.
But also, I think CGC is going to end up winning on this. I hate to say it, and again, this is still this is a huge black eye, but obviously this is such a small percentage of the collectibles that they've graded. Even if this turns out to be 10 times the size of what it is right now, you're talking about 85, I think, 19 million comics graded. Even if this is 35,000 comics that were an issue, that is such a minute percentage, right? It's obviously not going to be 35,000, but what's going to happen is they're going to come up with a tamper-proof case, right? Then they're going to offer a service where you could submit your book to like basically a reholder, but specifically just for the new case, like to get that
tamper-proof case.
So they're going to make money on that. I mean, if they get this tamper-proof case, I mean, Jay, we're making a video. We're getting some slab.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna try to crack that thing open and see what happens.
And see exactly.
So and you know what? If it looks good and it passes the smell test, I mean, I would go back to them, because if you make it right, listen. There's always going to be someone trying to find, like, look at all the cybersecurity. I mean, that's what I do, right? I do a lot of computer stuff. Cybersecurity has evolved it evolves every day. These CGC cases, it's no different. It's just at a much slower pace. Somebody figured out how to do this, and now they have to respond. I don't think they just go away, because who's going to take their place? There's always going to be a want and a desire for a graded copy.
And CBCS, with the golden opportunities that they've had on multiple occasions, cannot overthrow CGC.
They can. They keep squandering the chance. Yeah.
No, they don't overthrow CGC, and they're the only game in town that's even close to being as legit.
Look, that's not a knock at CBCS. Like, they
have
a great slab. Like, they have a great product.
Yeah.
But unless the market shifts altogether to CBCS, your CGC book is still going to get more money than a CBCS. If you grade the two of the books the same, if you have two of the same book graded in the same grade from CBCS and CGC, as long as it's not a high-end, high-dollar grail, you're going to get more money on the CGC slab. I mean, it is what it is.
Here's the thing. Everybody in the chat is saying, and everybody on the panel, buy from someone you trust. Buy from someone you trust. If you're the most trusted fucking vendor in the game and you're buying collections of slabs and 2 or 3 of those slabs get slipped into a collection you buy, now someone submits that book, resubmits it, and it comes back fucked up on one of these fraud books, that person's going to look like an asshole. And it may not be their fault, but it's still going to affect people. So I get it. Yeah, buy from people you trust. Maybe buy raw books from people you trust, because you don't know what could get slipped through the cracks. People buy collections of slabs all the time. They don't mean to defraud you, but they may be accidentally defrauding you.
Josh makes a good point there. Now, do you think CGC now, when you send them into reholder, every book has to be regraded?
I don't think so, because, again, you got to look at the bigger picture and the percentage of the amount of books we're talking about. Like, what percentage of books of slabs that exist right now, CGC holders, fall under this guy or anybody else doing this? How many do we really? What's the percentage? 2%.
What are we gonna say? I was gonna say 5% at its most.
5%, right? Like, what? That it's almost like, when they do recalls on vehicle. It's like, do we do the recall, or do we just deal with the lawsuits? There's an equation, right? It's the same thing with CGC. They're not gonna assume that. They're not gonna just say. They're gonna say there's a 3% chance that a book slips through the cracks on us, and they're gonna live with that, and everybody else is gonna have to live with it. And if you can't live with it, then you're gonna stop using CGC, because I don't see. I'm not gonna be afraid to buy CGC slabs because of this. I'm gonna look at them a little closer.
Yep.
But I'm not going to be afraid to buy.
Well, you know what? I've seen examples of this in the past where CGC grades a book, and a 9.8 is not a 9.8. And I just had a couple of people show me books where the book was crunched and it got through CGC's grading. I think people can't just look at the number anymore. You have to go back to what we did. Inspect the book in the well and look at the number, but look at that book. Take a look at the book. Don't just buy on the grade. Look at the book.
The only thing about that list that makes me feel comfortable is you don't see a lot of mid-grade, mid-tier keys from the
It's
silver
big
and bronze.
shit, right? Yeah.
So if you're looking for an FF Annual 6, I'll just use that because it's in my head. You should feel comfortable. Now, I'll tell you right now, if I was going out to buy a Journey and Mystery 83 in a 5.0, I'm going to look really damn close at that slab.
Yeah.
But
you might buy it at a show. I mean, because now you can see it in person. You could talk to the vendor. Hey, where'd you get this? Did you submit it yourself? I mean, listen, the shows might become more popular again.
Yeah.
You know.
But on the flip side of that, Gary, as a seller, if you honestly sent in a Journey into Mystery and it came back a 5.0, and then you have someone coming up to your table saying, "Hey, look at this, this is a 3.0," like, what do you do then?
Well, if I'm the one who sent it, I submitted it, man. That's the grade I got. You can
Right.
But with that being said, Jay, I'm not sending anything into CGC until these.
Yeah,
Me
right.
neither.
No, I get it.
I got two stacks sitting there. But if you're looking at the census there, and thank the host put it in there, how many people would resubmit with CGC once they fix the case? The consensus is pretty much yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm almost
Well,
like,
no.
will you trust them again? Will you use them in some way, shape, or form after this whole thing? If the new case comes out, a lot of people are saying yes, and I kind of figured that was going to be the case because
I mean,
they're
trying to do the right thing here as quickly as they can. Like I understand it's their entire business; they have to, but they also don't have to. But they are. They don't have to. It's the right thing to do. It's their business. They have to, but they kind of don't. Like they're trying to make it right.
Yeah, but common sense makes them have to do it.
Yeah,
they have to.
But you guys brought a great point up, though.
Hold on. Common sense. I'm not going to say any names, but have we not had recently some common sense issues in the community where you would think the person running that, without saying anything, like there were ways to handle these last couple months, and common sense would say the person who everyone dislikes right now didn't handle it in a common sense manner.
Right.
So,
but that's a totally different fucking person, Hey, but KV, what you're saying there, but how many books are keys that are getting slabbed, big books that have more value stamp besides the Hulk 181 and the 180s, right? What's the Iron Fist 14 have one?
Yes.
And the Marvel Premier 15, the Iron Fist has one.
But there's also books with
missing pages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get that. But when you guys, Matt and Jay, kudos to you guys because you brought up a great point. How do we know that this isn't a CGC employee or a current CGC employee who is giving out trade secrets on how to get through this? How do they protect that formula? So let's say you come up with a tamper-proof case now, right? How do you protect anybody from finding out how that case is made?
Yep.
This is a really good point by KV. I think graders notes have to be more, and I think that'll happen.
I like that too, KV.
I think you're going to see more graders notes. Like anything that's not a 9.8 needs to have graders notes, and maybe even the 9.8s at this point, because technically they do have flaws, right?
Yeah.
So
here's the other thing. Why not release the person's name and
because they're not found guilty yet.
Well, because once the investigation is still ongoing. Come on, detective. It's a fucking ongoing investigation. How do you reveal the name?
See, I wouldn't want that to be. I wouldn't want that to happen. I mean, that's like a mob.
Oh no, his name's got to come out.
It's gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, his name's got to come out, but it's got to be a full investigation and determination on criminality or civil actions have to be made before he's named. He's going to get papers dropped on him.
How many more people come forward with books that they've bought from that person, and it creates a whole nother problem. 350 ain't the number.
Listen, it's thousands. If it went 12 years on one guy, we're in thousands of books. That's one guy. You know that's not the only guy that did it.
Oh, no way. Absolutely.
You know what? There are a lot of eggheads out there that sit there and got nothing but time to fucking try and figure out how to get through that case. It's like a guy trying to crack a safe.
So I know the price differences between an 8.5 and a 9.0 in a lot of these books are substantial, and they are on some of these high dollar books. My concern are the green labels versus blue labels.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's
real bad. Yeah,
because that's going to be hard. It's almost going to be like, especially for MVS or a missing page or something weird like that, or even like when you have the stamp not the stamp, the code missing on the inside of Moderns, EROD.
What about
the sticker, the little stickers for
That's
the
is that a green label?
No,
Yes,
no,
that's
it wasn't.
and
It wasn't. It wasn't. We're talking about the codes to get the free books.
They switched that, right?
The digital code. You used to submit those, and without the code, and you were still getting blue labels.
And now it's a green.
I don't know if it's green. I haven't seen anything in green. Gary just said it's green, but that was a blue label thing. With or without the code, it didn't matter.
I know I've seen it. I can't remember if it was green label or they just signify it on the blue.
They
label.
signified it on the book.
Okay. So there's a lot of different twists and turns, but I mean, I see Josh Grav saying the only way to ensure that this doesn't happen is to regrade every reholder.
Well, here's the case. So
I think
KV
you can
says
stop it going forward. It's the stuff that's in the past that's going to be.
I agree with Josh there, man. If they're going to go look into this and they're going to start from scratch and take care of everything, they're going to have to regrade every book that comes in that's on that list at 350, man. There's no way
on the list, 100%. But the question, I guess the thing is, like, what about Joe? What if tomorrow, Jay, you decide you're going to resubmit something for reholder? You crack a case. Josh is saying that book should be regraded because now you won't know. And I don't know if they can do
I agree with that, man. I agree with that.
That's such a huge you're putting 95+% of books at risk because of 4 or 5%. I mean, probably not even that. It's probably 2 or 3% of books. I don't know. I mean, it's tough.
Every time you open that inner well, you take a risk.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, they have to stop the bleeding going forward, and then they're going to have to come up with some type of policy going backwards.
How many people, let me ask you guys this. Chat, I'd love to hear you guys too. How many people are going to hold books until the new holder? Like, they're going to slow down. Oh, yeah, me too. They're going to slow down to a crawl.
Well, that's why I said the new case is going to be out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden...
Well, right. And then here's the problem with that. Then it's going to go back to that extremely long waiting time like it was during COVID. Now you're going to be waiting for your books for a shit ton of time because no one's submitting books right now, right? We could all agree on that, unless they're there already.
Yep.
Everyone's going to wait for these new slabs to come out, and then the influx is going to be ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I do have CGC videos on the queue that have already been in. You're not going to see any 9.0 ASM 50s.
Yeah, see, Chef remembers when we did this, when they were doing fake books, they were sliding them in. I mean, is it worse? I mean, at least here you're getting a real comic. Those were getting fake, but I mean, those.
What's worse?
Yeah,
that was tough.
100%. They're going to justify the price hike, Josh. And not only that, like someone said, I'm sorry, I missed the name in the comments, but now how much does their insurance bang them for this, dude? Their insurance is going to fucking skyrocket.
Well, they're not going to. The price hike's going to happen. It just can't be at the same time. So next year, expect this price hike.
I would say by February of next year.
Yeah, you're going to see, and probably 2 of them. We probably see 2 next year. Yeah. But let me ask you this. I'll ask the panel and put it in the chat. Would you consider, if they came out with a service that maybe was a little bit more price friendly, where you can send your book back in for verification and, verify that it's what it is and put it in a new holder? Would you utilize that service for any, all, or some of your, or none, some, or all of your collection?
I would just do some.
Me? None.
Actually, shoot, I would say none, only because I'm unless I buy a collection that has something in it, I know all my books are legit. Like, I did it. I'm the one who sent them in. You're the one who pressed them. I know they're real. So,
what about you, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. That's a tough
you
question.
have some nice books.
Yeah, Jay does.
Nice
books.
Yeah, and you know what? So like books that you've won on raffles and people have won on different ways or bought them.
Yeah, these are all books I bought back in. Most of them, my big books, I won on raffles, but these I bought back in like 2000.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, but it's
12. We're talking 12. Yeah, we're talking 12 years, Gav. He falls into that spectrum there. Pre-COVID is only 2000.
Yeah, I was buying books in like I was buying big books in like when I was getting married, 2011, 2012. That's when I bought the majority of my big books. The biggest book I bought recently was first appearance of Doom from Gary. Other than that,
And I'm the one who submitted it, so.
That giant size X-Men, I think it's fake, Jay. I'll buy that from you if you want. You know?
Yeah. But you know what? The thing with Jay is his books are probably never going anywhere. Like
No.
90% of that wall, or probably more, is never going anywhere.
No, never.
So,
Never.
Unless you fall into a higher grade of something you already have.
True. Or you do a swap for something, you know. But yeah, so it's, see, like for me, I mean, I don't know. I might, you know. I mean, my
you got that big boy there.
I mean,
that's a big boy.
We know who sent that in. I don't want to say his name here, but you know, he's a big vendor. Gary, you know him. You know, you
fuck that guy
at all the shows. So we pretty much trust him. He, you know, my FF5. I mean, maybe I bought that off eBay, you know, a long time ago.
Yo,
maybe.
One book I saw on that list, there was a Turtles number 192.
I know, I kind of skipped over that, but yeah, there was only one.
I imagine it was the first print. That's a big book.
That's a monster.
So 3 Men in the Basement is saying Raw Dog is the future, but Raw Dog is the reason that we have CGC.
Yeah, exactly.
Raw Dog's also the reason.
So it's the fucking chicken or the egg, man. It's a fucking big circle.
Yep.
All right, so can we get into good news?
Yeah, we got some other stuff, and we're getting close here. We got some announcements to do. Let me see.
Plural?
Yeah, actually we do. What do you want to do first? Do you want to do the show announcements, or do you want to do our announcement?
Show announcements. I don't know what these are.
Okay, well, I mean, you kind of do. You just didn't realize we were going to talk about them.
All right, we'll blow through these.
Yeah, we'll blow through these real quick. Jay, you take these.
All right, first up, guys. Where's our thing?
Oh, yeah.
King Con coming up, right? The first con of the year. Our buddy MTG from King Con got Claus Jansen, and I think there's going to be a little bit more than that, but right now we can definitely confirm Claus is going to be there. So bring your Batman books, your Daredevil books, your Punisher #1, the whole list of books. They're going to have a CGC facilitator there this year. So, you know, a step in the right direction for King Con. We're getting some big artists in there. We always have great artists there, right? But now we're getting a more bigger name. So kudos to him. It's only going to get bigger and better every year, guys. Follow King Con if you're in the tri-state area. It's a great time. The after parties are even better, unless you're EROD, who's in a room next to me. That's torturous. But what else we got? Con news, Matt.
And like Jay said, there may be another name we're going to add to that.
Yeah,
Greg's going to add to this list.
Yep.
We'll see. This is a cool one for everyone in the Northeast, man.
Here we go. Jim Lee at Terrificon. Saturday only, though. Saturday only. Jim Lee will be at Terrificon. This is the first name they dropped for Terrificon. Last year's lineup was absolutely insane. Terrificon's always a great show. I always say the show is great. The after party's even better. 3 days in a casino, restaurants, bars, a Comic-Con. Everybody from the community is hanging out. So that's huge right there. His line is going to be absolutely insane.
That's everyone on this panel's favorite show. Buying, selling, hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's pretty cool about this, though? Jim Lee no longer really, like, sets up at a con and does, like, that whole out on the show floor. They usually have, like, a private venue. I want to see if they do that over here with him.
And that's it, yeah.
No, but even like when he does New York, he's not on Artist Alley. They have a special section for you buy 3 autographs and you got to go to a whole panel with Jim Lee and get it signed. I wonder if they do that here or if Jim Lee is actually going to be out there on the show floor. Because that's pretty cool.
Between him and Claremont's line, there's not going to be room for anybody else.
Well, I got to tell you, man.
People already lining up at Mohegan.
Yeah.
Dude, that line.
Kudos to them, though. Yeah.
That was the longest line I've seen. It went through the hotel, like through the casino.
Yeah. Dude, and this year they had Clayton Crane this year was a big one. Who was the other? They had 2 big ones. But Crane was David Finch was there. And David Finch is a big Willie right there. The year before they had Bagley. But to get one of the greats like, Jim Lee, they're stepping up the game every time.
Nuts, dude. They had the Simonsons last year. Their line was crazy. Palmiotti and Connor were there last year. Their line was crazy. Claremont's line is always long.
It's always bananas, Claremont.
I mean, they had a crazy lineup this year. And, like, you look and they keep dropping big name after big name. And then when you step back and you look at the whole show, you're like, holy crap! Like,
I gotta be honest. I thought their lineup was probably as good, if not better, than New York's
Yeah, close.
for the Apollo. Yeah, and we all go out drinking afterwards. So fuck it.
Yeah, boy.
Woo! Let's go, Jay.
They bought Donnie
Yo.
Cates a beer. And then
Yeah,
took
so-
him back to the hotel.
And Stegman. They were
And
both at the
Stegman.
bar. Yep.
All right, who's taking this one? Gary, you want to do this one, or you want us? What do you want to do?
Oh, I don't know, man.
You want me or Jay to do it?
You don't want Jay to do it.
I can do it.
Yeah, Matt or Gary's got to do it.
I'll do it.
All right, there you go.
So we've kind of been teasing. I think everyone's kind of been teasing a little bit of announcement. We have a lot. Big. I mean, this is huge. Matt, did you get the text I sent you?
Oh yeah, I did.
Do you want to use that or no?
I mean, I think we'll wait till it's finished.
Okay. So, all right, I'm just going to talk about me for a minute. Good?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
when I started in the hobby, I got on Instagram, met Jay, right? Pretty quickly on Instagram, EROD, Matt. And what I was doing on Instagram was buying comics, selling comics, posting comics, and then started doing live sales on Instagram. I don't know, Jay, you remember that with like the post-it
I used to
note?
buy from you all the time.
Yeah, see, like old school, like holy crap, this is the most archaic way of buying and selling comics, but I was able to move a lot of stuff very affordably, quickly, right? Move on. That's when everybody here gets involved. Now we moved over to YouTube, and I'm sure everyone in this chat was in the YouTube auctions. They were probably some of my favorite moments in the hobby were those live YouTube auctions.
100%.
Some of the best moments on YouTube, the best moments on YouTube were during those live eBay auctions, live YouTube auctions. Then the market changed, and Whatnot came along. That was the next place to go. We were on Whatnot. We all are on Whatnot. Great platform, easy to buy, easy to sell. But it's had its moments and it's had its problems, just like anything else. So it seems like as a group, the next logical move would maybe start over on eBay Live. So that's the big announcement, is you have a group of 4 guys here that are collectively moving to eBay Live with the same live format, the same Defective Collective, all under our own names and all together on eBay Live.
There we go. Pre-approved.
Yep.
Well, just to add to that, guy, there was a lot of people when Whatnot came out that weren't comfortable with that platform.
Yep.
And
Still
didn't trust that platform. eBay's been around for so long that everybody's more comfortable with eBay, with return policies and everything like that. So it only makes sense to take what we do, make it even better on this platform,
Yeah.
I think 2024 is going to be a big year.
Yep.
We're going to be bringing a lot of different stuff, man. But talking about that, man, make sure that everybody is following our eBay pages,
Yeah.
How about after all that, everyone come check us out and buy our CGC slabs on eBay?
I have actually a lot of slabs on my store on my eBay.
I'm
right
dying. So, I mean, the good thing about, so I'll speak quickly just for me and Jay, because I don't want to put words in anybody else's mouth, but, Jay and I got on Whatnot knowing that there was a lot of our followers that were not happy with the platform for one reason or another. And it was a dilemma whether to go on there or not. Our guys were there, and that's what ultimately drew us there, because our team was there, and we wanted to get that show back where we were all together. And ultimately, it was worth going on because we did have some good times, and the Defective Collective in name was born, right? But now we said, now we have an opportunity to start on eBay Live at the ground level and help shape this thing the way it should, a way a live selling platform for collectibles, especially our collectibles, comics, should be done. And we're going to have the opportunity to be kind of ground level guys helping shape this thing. We've had, we're not just we're not going to just be guys that are on there. Like we have some contact and we're going to be part of the process to kind of build this thing. You know, we're not going to be like, the face of eBay Live, but we're going to be a voice. We're going to be a voice that helps them get to where live selling should be, which is good for the seller, good for the buyer, and good for the community. And that's what we're most excited about, to be able to be part of this thing from the beginning and get some of you guys back over that were just upset with us for going there. So now we're hoping that translates. A lot of you already have eBay, so the move is much cleaner. So you're going to see all of us now have eBay stores. Gary and EROD have been selling on eBay for a while. Jay and I have not started yet, so our links are all in the description below. I'm going to put them in the chat. But save us as sellers, because you're going to start to see us all add more and more books. And then sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to see us doing live streams separately and together. So you're going to be, and we'll be working through eBay Live. There's a lot of improvements on eBay Live coming this month, next month, and then every month going forward. They have big changes coming. This is 2024 is kind of the eBay Live kind of launch. It's been in beta, so a lot of things are kind of, I don't want to say glitchy, but they're not polished yet. And from the talks we have over the next few months, those things will start to be polished for the seller, for the buyer. And we're excited about it. And we hope that you guys are going to come hang with us. And they're going to be part, I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be more than just online stuff. We're going to be doing stuff in person with them. And, we're looking forward to a cool partnership that helps us bring better sales, better content, artists, writers, and everything to you guys. So the right way, right?
So here's my thing, right?
No fluff, man. No fluff.
I was just gonna say, and no way to fluff it, right? When Whatnot first dropped, they gravitated towards people in the community, and I won't mention names, although I should, but I'm not gonna. That are undesirables in the community, right? People that kind of get a bad rap, and they gravitated towards those people. They gave them a ton of shit, and they fucked it up for everybody else. And they showed favoritism, right? And we've seen them show favoritism a ton of times to different people. Here, it's an even level platform. We're starting from the ground up. We're going to build our own name there. Guys, we're trusted in the community. Everybody here is trusted. And it's going to be a different platform. And I understand why people didn't hop on Whatnot. And that's why we had our reservations with it. But when we've seen guys like EROD, Gary, and a ton of other sellers, some in the chat right now, that do the right thing and conduct business the right way, everything gelled together. But now we're going to take our venture, somewhere else and hit it from the ground floor, like Matt said, and just build ourselves up from there.
So I'll still be on Whatnot. I'll still be on Whatnot until otherwise noted. But the big thing for me, the biggest thing for me to move over on eBay, just to add to what Jay said, to add to what Matt said, is being in at the ground floor. This group of 4 people on screen, well, 3 and myself, I don't like patting myself on the back, but we have a lot of live selling experience. So to be able to get in on eBay Live at the ground floor with our opinions and views, and we know what works and we know what doesn't work, and to kind of have a voice not only for the 4 of us, but for you guys too, because lo and behold, guys, we're buyers as well as we are sellers. So to be able to have someone at eBay or people at eBay that can listen to us at this ground level, like that's the most important thing you have to remember. eBay Live is very new. Like Matt said, it is not polished yet. It is in beta, but to help grow it the way we like it, the way you like it, that was a big reason for me personally to kind of start to make that transition.
Well, you know what, Gat, what I really liked a lot, and like you said, going in from the ground up, but the fact that we're allowed to have a voice and just present ideas. I never had that opportunity because I was not a first starter on Whatnot or whatever. So I was just a middle fish right in there. But going in here and fresh start and having the opportunity to present some of the good ideas that we always generate amongst ourselves and have somebody listen to those ideas and people recognize that, hey, that's a good idea, that this should really happen. I mean, not for nothing, but the Defective Collective, that's probably one of the favorite things that everybody likes because it's the chemistry. Anybody can sell books, but not everybody can talk shit like me, Jay, Matt, and Gary. You know, make fun of each other. They fucking flip me upside down on the videos. They do everything to me.
That was.
Yeah.
I didn't start that, to be honest with you. That actually just happened, and then eventually I started.
It just carried on. The voice changed, everything changed, you know. But you know, we always keep it real. We always try and bring quality books. The other thing that I think that we bring that a lot of people don't is we're reputable and knowledgeable graders, and we back our books. I'm always, and Gary does the same thing. In the guys, you know, when they sell, I usually undergrade my books by a little bit, just so that everybody is never going to have a problem with the book that they receive, you know. And if there's an issue, you know, I'm always reachable, you know.
Geek, you know, I always go back and forth with you, agree with you, sometimes disagree. But I mean, come on, eBay lets their sellers get away with too much. Have you been on Instagram in the last month and a half? They're Whatnot's letting fucking thieves get away with shit, bro. So.
Dude, you know what? There's been, you know what? Kudos to certain guys, and I'm not usually a fan of that stuff, but some guys have actually done some really good research and video clips and just incidents, and they're recording it, and you have policies that aren't being followed, and certain people are still allowed to do what they do.
Yep.
You know?
So I think to kind of piggyback on everything we've said about the ground floor and help build this thing, they want to know what buyers want. So if you have legitimate things that you see as improvements over the live streaming platforms that you're using, that you're buying from now, send them to us. Send them to me, send them to Jay. Don't send them to Gary because he's got a million DMs. Send them to EROD, all right? And really come up with some stuff that, like, put some detail into it. So put some thought into it. Don't just say, I want to see naked bitches on your live stream. Like, put some detail, put some honest detail into what you think
for that.
Yeah, exactly. What you honestly think, you know, could help a live stream platform. And if we get if it's a good enough idea, or we get enough of them that are similar, we're going to pass that along, because that's what they've asked us to do, is pass along things that we think can help the platform. So again, will you ever see us on Whatnot again? I know Gary's definitely going on. Jay and Erod, you know, I'm not sure. He can answer for himself.
Yeah, no, you'll see me there from time to time now still.
Right. Me and Jay are going to focus on eBay right now. What's going to happen 3 months from now, 6 months from now? I don't know. So I'm not going to say F you later. Like, it was a good platform. We did some good things there. You know, we made some, you know, the Dan R's of the world. Like, we met some people and we got new followers. And so I can never, you know, shit on it just because of that. We met some great new people. And 6 months from now, we may be right back there. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I don't ever want to close the door. And so I appreciate everybody that followed us on there and support us on there. And hopefully anybody that's on YouTube or Instagram that follows us is going to follow us all on eBay, because I think things are going to be that, like, we're just taking the next step up. It may take a little longer to see that step, but I think once we do get this thing gets out of beta, it's going to be, the sky's going to be the limit for this thing. And it's going to make just buying online a better experience, and it's going to translate to in-person stuff. And it's really going to be good for us and all of our followers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maurice, thank you for the very, very kind words. I appreciate it. But you're talking about 3 other guys on the screen that do the same thing I do. They're just as great. I want to make it very clear. This is not a shot at Whatnot. It's more an opportunity on eBay. That's really what this is. Because, I mean, again, being in at the ground floor and having a big voice this early on means a lot.
At the end of the day, we all know who the core of Whatnot comic book sellers are, right? On Whatnot, we know that core. We're gonna try to present ourselves as that core, better, honest people, good sellers, like Maurice said, packing on eBay Live. We're gonna try to build that up our way. And
there's great sellers, and like Jay said earlier, there's great sellers on Whatnot.
Yeah,
we have a lot of great friends. And if you like it there, keep using it. You know, I don't want to deter anybody from going there.
Use both platforms.
Just make sure you come and see us too. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Use both platforms.
So I gotta run in a minute. So you guys have anything else before we get out of here?
The only thing I gotta say is I won't be EROD 212 on there because my business is the pressing business, so it's going to be under Express CBP. I know Matt's put the link in there, and you'll see. I'll post it on IG and everything else, but it's going to be under Express CBP, but it'll still be me and just the crew doing what we do.
Yeah, we're gonna do some giveaways once we hit a certain milestone of followers. So let me see. We started off with like 3 followers because we just put up the page today. We're up to 11. So like I don't know, maybe once we hit 100 followers, we'll do a giveaway on our next live show. Some merch, maybe some comics. Who knows? We'll throw a good package together. So we're gonna just start doing cool stuff. We're gonna start pushing this a little bit more. We're gonna start putting books out there. All the links are in the description for all of our eBay stores. Gary,
And make sure
anything?
you save everyone as a seller.
Save as a seller.
That way, when we do go live individually as well as collectively, you'll get a notification, which, we'll pump it all over Instagram and YouTube when our first show is, when our first Defective Collective show is. Nothing's been set yet date-wise, so don't worry about that.
2 to 3 weeks probably.
How is eBay Live different from Whatnot in its current form? Very similar.
It's in beta form right now, so you're going to see a lot of changes.
But you're going to see the way books are listed on the bottom. It's a little different the way that's listed. You're also able to go in the person's eBay store and look at the buy it now because so it's a little different, but the format of presenting your books is the same.
Right. There's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to it, right? There's some stuff that's better. There's some stuff that's worse. Things are improving. We already have a list of things we want to improve. And I think eventually, once we really get going, we'll probably do some type of, maybe we'll do another live show like this where a small tutorial on like what it looks like.
Yeah,
right?
that's a good idea.
I like that. Because
everybody knows eBay already. Everybody knows how to use eBay. When you go to eBay Live, it is so much different than what you are used to on eBay. So there is a little bit of a shock, but I think you use it a few times, it's all the same. So.
And if you're on your phone, make sure you're looking for it because that eBay Live logo is very small. It's on the top bar, so you've got to search for it. It's very easy to miss.
We are not the exclusive comic sellers on there, but when I tell you, who is that, Hunting Comics? There are very few comic sellers as of right now on eBay Live. Very small amount. So are we the exclusive ones? No, absolutely not. But there are I think the last I heard there were only 300 total live sellers on eBay. That's not comic books. That's comics, cards, I think Funkos,
shoes,
collectibles. Like that's just
the collectible side.
Coins, clothes, and then high-end clothes.
Yeah, there's clothes. There's a clothes.
Multiple things.
It's clothes, sneakers, and then collectibles. Collectibles was its own category, but collectibles is broken into three categories. It's the Funkos, the comic books, and there was something else. Oh, cards.
Yeah, there you go. What do you think, Jay? You got anything else before we get out of here?
Follow him, man. Eyes on Whatnot because he's another great seller.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That's my buddy right
dude.
there.
Oh, my God.
Guys, good night. I'm going to bed. I'll catch you guys.
All right, boys.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you. Hit the thumbs up, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Click on our eBay links down below. Save us as sellers. And Jay, live shows every 2 weeks. Are we back?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's our bread and butter, guys. We'll do live shows, Defective Collective shows. We're back, baby.
The schedule is going to be a little different for the next. The schedule's going to be a little different for the next few months because of baby. So you may only see one recorded video a week and then one live show every 2 weeks. But we're gonna give us, we're gonna work out a good schedule for you guys. So
one question, Jay, do you have your date set for the vasectomy?
Oh God.
Yeah, the 18th. You guys want to send me bottles of scotch? I'll take them.
Yeah, we'll call you No Nut Jay.
Jockstrap.
Huh?
Yeah, you got to hold the boys.
Yo, you got yours? Packs. You got yours from your surgery? Just send it over
so
I don't gotta buy one.
No joke. I just found out like 2 days ago.
Is it still in your garbage, bro? Go dig it out.
She's like, what if you guys need these? I said, I don't think there's a scenario that I will ever need these. You don't want to donate them? No, I don't.
It's gonna be just Jizz January for fucking Jay, man. He's fucking done.
God, dude, guys.
Now I'm gonna have to go to Dick's Sports and explain to the cashier that I just joined the softball team or something.
Guys, send Jay a super chat so he can buy his cup. All right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a cup and a pickleball racket.
What I want to know, it's the worst part. I know you gotta go, but the fact that Jay was willing to wear Gary's fucking jock is fucking bad, bro.
That's how you know you gotta follow us on
And when
eBay.
I'm done with it, it's going right on eBay Live, bro.
We'll sign it.
Fine.
All right, fellas.
All right,
boys
guys.
and girls in the chat, thank you guys. All the best for everybody on stream. Appreciate you. Catch you in 2 weeks.